Today I'm going to do a video about the usefulness of a Tacoma if you have it rigged right. You can see that I've got a full-size 04 F-150 right next to it, and I use that truck now for getting mulch and kind of dirty work. But this isn't quite a pavement princess either. So I'm going to go over some of the things I did to make this truck very useful and why I chose them. So we'll start with the tonneau cover. So over here I've got the back flip, I think G2 tonneau cover on the F-150, and that's been on there for about 15 years or so. And it's had some delamination issues. The little slide locks that are used to prop up the tonneau cover against the cab, those have kind of seized up and need repair. But overall, it's done the job it's needed to. That used to have the old leather snap button style tonneau cover, and that was the worst, especially in the winter when the tonneau cover shrunk and you could barely get it closed again. So now that brings me to version 3 of owning tonneau covers, and we have the Retrax rolling tonneau cover. This thing is absolutely amazing. The only drawback that I have to it is in a Tacoma, it does take up that forward portion of the bed and makes it a little less usable. The Tacoma, you're supposed to be able to put a 4x8 sheet of plywood above the fender wells here, and with that extra part cut off, I'd have to have like a special little platform thing built out to be able to transport plywood in here. But if I need plywood, I just use that, or I have a 5x8 trailer that I'll just use. So back to the Retrax. So it has the rails here. I need to get some D-ring attachments to put in the T-slot here, or I'll just make them. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But there's a kit to make the Yakima Overhaul HD mount directly to this, and that makes this super useful. I really like the Yakima because it's height adjustable and you can get whatever size bars you want to put on top. I use this thing for moving kayaks and plywood, or not plywood, but 2x4s, 4x4s. I had some 6x6s on here at one point for a friend. And then that leads me over to the Prinsu, and the Prinsu is also another phenomenal addition to the Tacoma. So right now I've got a Yakima bike rack on there, and then over on the other side I've got a weatherproof case. I think it's like a Bass Pro Special, and that's mounted to the rack. I keep all of my road gear on there for, you know, dealing with any roadside emergencies. Got ratchet straps in there, all kinds of tools and stuff. So that always stays mounted on there, and there's enough room to get a kayak on top if I want it to. You can see the kayak rack stops are also mounted to the rails here, and those are really great for helping to secure loads. As you can see here, I kind of did a cradle strap job here and ran it down to the stock mount point here. I did put a shackle in here, and I did that shackle so I could put in this moto gate. The moto gate is amazing. They use these for doing motocross transport in trucks, but it works great for managing your groceries and anything else you want to throw in here. Nothing slides around. You couple the rubber Tacoma bed mat from Toyota with this, and your groceries aren't going anywhere. So I just run the bottom strap down through the shackle and then up to the shackle on this stock Tacoma mount point, and then the top one, loop it through and then run it over to itself. Do the same thing on the other side, and this is great. This is a must-have for me. I used to have the stock Tacoma bed divider, and that thing was awful. Don't ever buy that. It's a waste of money. underneath the bed mat, I've also got some D-rings that are mounted there, some anchor points. I still have to cut the mat to allow for those to be accessible. So that's another project I got to do. But you can see, look at this load on here. Like these are 10 and 12 foot sections of steel here. And I don't know, that's probably at least 100, maybe 200 pounds up there. And I only did about 45 miles an hour coming home, just taking back roads. So there wasn't a whole lot of strain on this, but as you can see, these aren't going anywhere, right? So you can do a lot with a Tacoma. The thing I like about it is it's so short, it's so small, it fits wherever you want it to. It's so much easier to park than this. You can get into any spot that you want, but you can still do stuff like that. So it's an investment to put this on a truck, but if I ever got another full-size truck, another newer truck, I would probably do the same thing on it, just because of the versatility. And you know, you could get, you know, 16 footers across there if you wanted to and hang it off the back a little bit. This is insane, and it's more than I could have ever done with, you know, the traditional stock pickup truck, how most people run it. So I think that these cost about $900, and this was probably in the 1,000 to 1,500 range, and I think the Prinsu was maybe another 900 for that. So you're looking at a fair amount of investment, but I have not had to touch anything else on this truck after doing that. I highly recommend it. And if you do anything, just get this. This is the best. So I'm getting rigged up for a pick. I've got a plate of steel right here, a 2 foot by 4 foot section of 1/2 inch steel. That's about 160 to 180 pounds right there. And I'm gonna pick that up with my Harbor Freight engine hoist and get that out and start working on a welding table project. And then the steel up here, that's gonna play a part in that, but I'm also gonna use that for my new lathe to make a mobile base for it. All right, hope that helps you guys. Have a good day.